This is a parody of both Genius and CinemaSins, because f*** it. Despite this video being 2 minutes and 19 seconds long, only 1.5 minutes of it are actually a diss track.
Hi, you're watching... Hi, my name is Steve and you're watching the Disney Channel.
Despite the title of this video being featuring Lil Scales, these are his only spoken lines in the entire video.
So we're just starting to make our song. We're just getting our beat down and we found a pretty cool one here. We're just going to hit play here.
Hey, I swear I've heard this somewhere before. Oh. You know, I feel like this is actually a really good point. I mean, it's not like there's a video weeks before this where I explain that everything I did to make that song was cringy, to make it as cringy as possible, and that was the point, and that it wasn't a diss track. I wonder if I'll ever come back to this point. Max, by keeping going on at this, you're showing that one of two things. Either you didn't watch my context video, or you're extremely stupid. And I know you watched my context video.
You messed up, Luke. Pick your battles better, mate.
I did not pick this battle. Do I have to mention again that this is a GarageBand loop?
Get rid of Mitch, mate. He used GarageBand loops for your track.
He says this over the top of a GarageBand loop. From now on, I'm going to double the amount of sins added every time that he mentions Mitch needing to resign or the GarageBand loops being used. Plus, if he calls my original song a diss track.
Pathetic. Luke, it's a crappy diss track, bad lyrics, and a stolen soundtrack. Our rap's gonna leave you in the smoke memory the full bit of Ben.
Now this could have been a diss, but he didn't explain the story, so people watching are gonna have no idea what he's talking about, therefore no embarrassment comes to me, so good job on that part, Max. And yes, that was a fun story.
Your dad works for the party, so have you got any...
Ah, the classic diss track trick. You try to insult their family or someone they care about in hopes of them getting annoyed and retaliating. But you somehow even managed to mess this up. My dad doesn't work for the Green Party, he just does stuff for them every now and again. He's got an actual job. And you seem to insinuate the part where you're like, got any green? Yeah, I don't understand that.
Explain a lot. I mean, you can't rap.
I did not try to rap.
Your tracks I've seen so high above you in every degree.
Let's see, I'm taller than you, older than you, have more subscribers than you, I've got more views than you. The list goes on.
You call me John Cena because you can't see me.
Are you sure about that?
Okay, you got the sub count over 100, but how you got them I always wonder.
Ah yes, because I would totally still be at just over 100 subscribers if I used sub-bots.
Filming in town, making crappy content, and trying to be a rapper like 50 Cent.
For God's sake, no one can seem to get this right. It's a village, not a town. And I know I said this in my reaction, but I've never watched 50 Cent. I don't like rap music very much. Unless it's a diss track. That's the only times I've really heard rap music before.
You're trying me 20 miles behind, using GarageBand loops, which is to resign. And get through life, sad.
Right, this just blatantly makes no sense. I mean, I just don't understand it. I know there are comments saying like, oh, he meant without. He meant without. That's what he meant. Well, no, he didn't mean that, because otherwise... First off, why is it called FiNaL bOsS? And secondly, the next few lines about megalovania and genocide would make no sense if this meant without instead of sans.
But want some traction just a little bit, and he's a success train worth the riot, but you screwed up. I felt genocide.
I have beaten sans. Many times.
Missed out on the megalovania.
I still cannot believe that you spelt megalovania wrong.
I've been called to bring the pain on like an M1 Abrams aimed at your house. This ain't a game of cat and mouse. It ain't a diss track if you count it.
No, it just generally ain't a diss track.
Your track's a joke, it takes the piss. It's worse than the trap singing hit or miss.
The original girl who did hit or miss on TikTok first is actually, yes, a girl, not a trap.
Hard to believe that you're still this.
Not only does this make absolutely no sense, but What is that sound? It's really annoying, that just sudden spike in sound. Please, get better audio quality, Jesus.
You're gonna wish this was illegal, but I draw your face like a round from a deagle.
That would be illegal.
Go back to putting kids on bin weevil.
This was pretty much your only diss in the entire track, and yet you forgot to subtitle it. Thank you. Leon is awesome.
Evil Luke, just stick to a schedule. So high above flying on Red Bull. You think you know what you're doing? This is a channel that needs undoing.
Rhyming doing with doing.
I know you're a vegan and you don't eat meat. Vegans and you got caught, so easy to beat.
Then why don't you make a valid attempt to beat me?
You upload a lot of videos, that's fair
Yes, let us admire the editor of this video's choice to zoom in on his hands.
enough, but compared to Freak Show, it's all stuff. We're sitting around here putting effort in these kids.
Here is the timeline for just this video alone, to show the amount of work that does go into one of my videos. Obviously not all videos take this amount of effort though. Also, I'm sorry, but it definitely sounds like you say you're putting effort into kids here.
Your music wasn't you and your videos in script. The channel's so bad, you're selling gum tree artists come at you like an SMG.
If that SMG was from the aforementioned Resident Evil after a fairly bad run where you have basically no ammo left.
One shot to the chest, one more to the head, that's critical damage, bang bang, you're dead.
Here he acknowledges the fact that his track only had about 2 disses.
I really like this song. It sounds good. Mining away. I don't know what to mine. I'll mine this anyway. In this Minecraft day, so beautiful.